Okay, I will be refuting the main claim that music education programs are more beneficial and worthy of government funding than other programs such as sports or JROTC. The supporting points were that music education helps students in academic subjects, that music education helps students not only academically but socially as well, and that the positive effects that music education has on students is worth more than other programs such as sports or JROTC. So the first supporting point was that music education helps students in academic subjects, and an example was given on a recent study by Joseph Ampero and Camilo Ortiz from Long Island University, in which they proved that children who have received keyboard instruction as part of a music curriculum would demonstrate a significantly better performance on measures of vocabulary and verbal sequencing than students who do not receive keyboard instruction. First of all, for a study to be accurate, the students need to be randomly assigned to the experimental and control groups so that they would be matched academically. However, the study did not do that. It drew the two different groups from two distinct schools. The students who did receive keyboard instruction attended one school, while the students who did not receive keyboard instruction attended an entirely different school. Therefore, the study cannot be accurate because the control group and the experimental group did not receive the same education process or the same education quality. And this leads to Stephen DeMorris, a music professor at University of Washington, saying that music students performing better academically than the average student is not a result of music study, but rather a reflection of music students. And this implies that students who care about the arts and partake in the arts are more inclined to care about academics and their education. The second supporting point was that music education helps students not only academically, but socially as well. As evidence, a quote was given by an expert on music therapy, and it read that music has been shown to relieve stress, curb anxiety, reduce depression, and enhance self-esteem. However, this quote was taken out of context because it is about music therapy, only not music education, and they're drastically two different things. A quote by an expert on music education was then given, which said that cooperative learning environments are more effective in the long term. Continuing emphasis by many performance-based music education programs on competitions should be rethought. However, this quote was taken out of context as well, because it applies to how music education should be taught, not why music education should be taught. The advocate then said that music creates a cooperative learning environment, and that the arts teach skills such as creative thinking, problem solving, risk-taking, teamwork, and communication. However, these benefits are not exclusive to music education programs. For example, the two contrasting education programs she gave in her main claim, sports and JROTC, they teach most of these skills, not all of them, creative thinking, problem solving, risk-taking, teamwork, and communication, all in a cooperative learning environment. The third supporting point was that the positive effects that music education has on students is worth more than the programs such as sports or JROTC. However, this claim is only a reinstatement of the main claim, and it contains no evidence. As backup, she simply said, overall, education is at stake in the state of California, but the money is being distributed to the wrong places. And again, this claim contains no evidence. So I have explained why her three supporting points, that kid's three supporting points, were irrelevant and insufficient. And this is why I conclude that music education programs are not the most beneficial programs and not the most worthy of government funding. Thank you.
All right, the claims are labeled pretty well. Your delivery is a little bit low-key. I think you could put in some energy and increase your credibility with the audience. The signpost on the first point is very clear. You kind of remind us of what the claim is, and you're going over it again. I like the challenge that you have on the study. It's a pretty reasonable challenge, but the thing that makes it really useful is the evidence that you follow up on, which is a counterclaim about what the causality really is. It's the music students not learning the music that that really is the factor here that makes the difference. And I thought that that was a good example of a piece of information being used to support a press that you were making earlier, but this way it makes the press much more effective. The transition to the second point was pretty clear. Why therapy and education are substantially different needs to be developed a little bit more. Again, you're summarizing what the advocate's evidence is. You make an assertion about that there would be the same kind of benefits from sports and ROTC, but I didn't hear any information on this. So unlike on the first point where you backed it up with some grounds behind the counterclaim, I didn't really get that on this particular point. The signpost on the third point was okay. Basically, you're suggesting that it just begs the question. It repeats the same idea here. And you know, your analysis doesn't go any further than that. So organizationally, it's good. I think on the first point, you've got a good development of the argument. The second one, you've got a reasonable challenge there, but you need some proof on it. All right. Thank you.